Welcome back to Tech Check, guys. My name's Gareth. This is Tom. He's driven all the way from Manchester so we can take his current PC out of this case and put it into this new Lian Li O11 Dynamic Mini. We've got a new power supply, a new Kraken 280mm all-in-one, along with a plethora of new SL120 RGB fans. Stick with me as he actually builds his own gaming PC. Let's do it. You said to me, in this system, you had a 12600, yeah?
Yeah.
So, nice platform. It's a B660 tough motherboard.
Yeah.
Yeah? So, let's have a quick look. What we're going to do, first of all, is undo our power supply. So, where did you get this from?
PC Specialist.
PC Specialist.
Yeah.
So, what we'll do is we'll take our graphics card out, and what we're going to do is we're going to take this out because it will give us a little bit more room, and I can show everyone how filthy, yeah, filthy, absolutely disgusting, dirty.
You know, I did use some air.
When in 1992?
No, I did use it, but I didn't take it apart like this and clean it. It was just mainly on the fans.
I did use some air, but I didn't spray it inside the case. Is that what you were going to say? Yeah,
No.
Guys. Just look at, you think I'm joking, yeah? I'm not even going to spin it too loud. Look at that. Look, filthy, absolute filthy. What we've got in here is we've got this 12600 CPU under this 120mm all-in-one Corsair cooler, yeah?
Yeah.
We've got two huge intake fans in this PC Specialist case. And then we've got one rear exhaust fan up here. What we're going to do is we're going to leave the case fan in. We're going to take out this all-in-one, uncouple it, and then we're going to take this particular motherboard out. We don't need the power supply. Essentially, we don't need anything except for the motherboard. Yeah, because we've got our M.2 on here. Yeah. We've got our RAM, our CPU, and our motherboard. Yeah. We've got a new power supply. We've got an all-in-one. We've got a new case. We've got all new fans. Relatively straightforward. Easy swap. Yeah. So what we're going to do is just going to disassemble this O11 Mini Dynamic. If you haven't seen already, I've got a full build and step-by-step build guide in the O11 Mini, and I've got a couple of other videos that's yet to come as well. So we're going to skip this one all the way down, and what we're going to do is get the motherboard installed into this case and move on to the all-in-one as well. I said to him, get all your boxes out. I came back in 5 minutes later, he took everything out of all the boxes. So that's why we got all this, guys. Tom's going to be building his own gaming PC from now on. So we'll start with the motherboard. You've got here standoffs that are included for the previous cooler. Okay. Now, these aren't going to work with our new cooler. Yeah. So what we want to do first is we'll take these off. Essentially, what we're going to do is going to install our motherboard into our case. Now, your motherboard has got an installed I/O shield at the back, so you don't need to worry about installing that individually. What you do need to be aware of, though, is when we're installing this into the case, there's these standoffs. So when you're putting it in, don't drag it across those standoffs. Line our I/O shield up with the hole at the back here, and you should feel it go into place. Obviously, this is not an ATX motherboard. Okay. So essentially, the standoffs aren't quite in the right places. If you see here, I'll take this out. Can you see how our motherboard is much wider than this here?
I noticed that then,
So what we need to do is we need to get a plate that comes with this particular motherboard, and we need to install it in.
Got you.
Because if not, these holes down the end here, not going to have anything to screw into. In terms of obviously installing this particular motherboard, 1, 2, 3, 4 standoffs are all in the right place. We've also got one here and one here, and there's no standoffs there. Plus these two at the end. So this one here, we need a standoff here. So we can take this one and put it there.
Over that way,
and then we can take this one and put it in that one there. So all you got to do now, Tom, is put our 4 screws in here, which will hold our extension in. We want to make sure that we are using the right ones because these are flat-headed ones. And to speed this up, guys, we'll be back in the next minute. I thought you said you were getting 2 of these.
I know what I want. It's a lot mega.
Yeah, well, it will do.
Okay, cool.
Then he's on the hunt. Oh! We found it! We found it! Oh, look at that.
I knew I had it.
Yeah? Don't take it out. Get off the bloody thing. You and emptying boxes. So the reason why we're saying that, guys, is because the Kraken 280mm cooler comes with two 140mm blacked out fans. And Tommy was, I wanted it to look nice. And I'm like, it will look nice. It's just the sides intakes would have been blacked out rather than, obviously, RGB.
Yeah.
But we've got them now. So we'll put these to one side. What we'll do is we'll put our case to one side. We'll tidy up a little bit because we've got a bit of everything everywhere. Yeah. We'll take out our Kraken. Yeah. And guys, links to everything if you're interested, especially if you got one of these O11 minis, we'll leave down below in the description. And then we'll get our fans installed onto our radiator because there's specific screws that you need to use. We'll get our all-in-one put here. Yeah. And then you can decide, yeah, whether you want it as an intake or an exhaust. Now, this is where we're going to get some right heat here, right? Because ideally, in the perfect, and I mean perfect world scenario, we would install our radiator with our tubes at the bottom, and then install it like this. Yeah. But can you see those tubes? Yes, it will fit, but our graphics card goes straight across there. Yeah. And yes, you can turn it this way, like this, but it looks absolutely shocking. Yeah, it does. And all these keyboard warriors are going to be going, yeah, your pump's going to give up, or this is going to break, or it's not going to last very long. What a load of rubbish. And everyone's going to be writing to me saying, have you watched the Jay's 2 cent video or the Steve's bloody this video, etc., etc. Right? I can promise you now, but as long as this bit here is higher than this, this is where the air is going to sit, not here. Yeah. The good thing about this is when we install the software, we can rotate the display. What we need to figure out basically is which way do we want the fans? Do we want them set as an intake or do we want them set as an exhaust? That this is the way it's going into our case. Yeah. So all we've got to do is get two of these fans and we need to connect them together, which we'll do now. And then we need 4 screws in each one. And once we've done that, we'll be back. What we're going to do is actually install our cooler into our case. We've got our 4 thumb screws, which are there. And we've also got our 4 standoffs, which are here. Now you're using the 12600 CPU. So they're the correct standoffs for that. So all we're doing now, guys, is we're taking a tiny little screw and we're putting a washer around it and we're going to screw from the back of the actual case. I'll hold this for you. You hold that one. You get your magnetic screwdriver. You should be able to get that in. And we're going to put all 8 of those into the actual case. With these CPUs, I'm just going to put a bit up there and a bit down here. Yeah. That should be more than enough that's needed. So one thing that we forgot to do, guys, is because this backplate is a little bit thicker than the other one that we had, we've had to just take out our motherboard. And essentially, all we're going to do is line up our back bracket, which is here, and put it on the back like so. Like that. As easy as that, but we didn't have sufficient room because the cutout weren't quite wide enough. There was a tidgy little bit that would stop us, and rather than running it down the traces on the back of the motherboard, it's much easier just to take it off. And again, this one's not got any 3M tape on it, so it might fall out a little bit, but once it's in, that will hold it in place anyway. And if it didn't fit, these can move up and down to allow it in. So well, let's put that one back in. Now we've got our back bracket in place. We've got these. There is one slightly longer side than the other, as it's this side here.
Short side.
So we're just putting each one of these in each side of the motherboard, like we did with the other one, when we took it off. Once we've now got those 4 corners on, you'll see here also, can you see a little bit of wiggle room? That's also what's expected. Not like the other one, which was mega tight. You need a little bit of wiggle room on this bracket, because when this goes tightened down, that gets pulled up. Got you. Quickly wipe this off as well. Why are you not using any isopropanol? See how dry that was?
Yeah.
So dependent on how long or old this cooler is, yeah, your thermal paste that you've already got applied could be not the best. Yeah, that's why it's sometimes a really good chance to actually get rid of it. What we need to do now, yeah, is figure out how we're wanting to mount it. Now, bearing in mind, we have got cables coming out of this top bit here that we need to cable manage. So let's see if we can get it. That looks better. That's going to go on like that. Our cables are coming out the top, so we can cable manage it better. And not only that, we'll be able to tidy these together. And all we're going to do is we're going to slot this over the top of here, like this. And then if you want to pass me one of those, we're going to go on this side. And the key is not to do it too tight. We need to even brush here. And we'll do the same on this one. And now because we've got two on, it's much, much easier. I'll let you do the last one, yeah? What we're going to do now is we're going to start in this corner, and in a crisscross pattern, we're going to tighten them up. So now that we've got our all-in-one attached, guys, we can go ahead and attach our power 3-pin CPU fan connection, as well as our USB 2 connection. Now, all we're going to do is just going to slide that into position. As simple as that, yeah. And then we're going to feed these cables, with the exception of our 3-pin, which we'll connect now, and we'll put all the other cables through the back of the case and down the back. So if you didn't attach this one, when you turn your computer on, it'll come up with error. Next up, guys, is all of these SL120 fans. Really, really straightforward. We'll do a time lapse of this because we just screw in 4 screws into each particular fan. So we will show you, but it'll just be much quicker than what we actually are. Before we start getting too excited, I might, guys, get our 2 EPS power cables. If you think about this, we've got to feed it through there and attach them to there. Ideally, while we've only got 4 screws in here, it might be beneficial for us to do that now. We've got our 3 exhaust fans, our 1 exhaust fan, 3 intake fans, 2 intake fans. All in one, all installed. Everything's all installed now, except for our PSU and our graphics card. I'm going to get all these front I/O cables pushed through to the motherboard, guys. Then we'll be back with you just to actually go through the connections as well. Good with you? All we've got here is we've got our HD audio, which is gone onto the bottom left hand of our motherboard. We've got our USB connection from here, from our pump. We've then got on this side here, we've got our USB 3 and our USB-C. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly connect our USB-C. Now it looks like this USB 3 could really do with coming up here a little bit and coming around. See this little notch? That wants to line up with that notch there. One thing I've noticed is our front panel connectors, which are down here, and this goes on to our JFP1 layout, which is here. And guys, this is the point where I would say get out your motherboard manual, type in your motherboard name, make and model into Google, and type in JFP1 layout. But I don't have to worry because Tom's here, and Tom's going to actually connect these down here. Stop it, you nutter. Right, so power switch, hard drive light, power LED positive and negative. It's the same on every single board. Right, so we're only bothered about these on the left hand side here. So on the back of your power switch, you've got a little triangle. You see that little triangle? That indicates the positive. All right, the positive always goes on this right hand side, left hand side, sorry. So another trick is to have the right in facing down. So the first 2 pins is our power switch, which is these 2 here, like that.
There's 2 pins to the left of that.
There is. And they're specifically for the minus and positive.
Got you.
The hard drive, positive and minus, always goes exactly the same, like this, but it goes, the reset switch is underneath that one. The hard drive light is the N2, which is them. And then above the hard drive light is the minus and positive.
Yeah.
Yeah? So I always like to do these two together like that, and then you can just slide them on if you're lucky. There you go.
Yeah.
And then that's all of our front I/O nicely installed. First things first, we want to actually install our power supply. And do you know when you talk about power supplies, they're not normally this small, literally like that. So this is an FSX power supply, 850 watts, 80 plus rated in terms of gold, and all your connections are at the back, and it does support 12 volt high power cable connection as well.
Yeah.
So if you've got a 40 series graphics card, you could use this. So we're going to start with this side, and we need to put our 24 pin into these two connections here. Push it all the way in. Did you hear a click on each one?
Yeah.
What we also want, because we've got all of these fans and we need to power our pump, as well as our RGB hubs or fan hubs, we're going to need SATA power. That one, yeah. Sound?
Yeah.
What we also want to do is plug that into anywhere it says 6+2 or 8 pins.
Yeah.
Is it pushed all the way in?
That is, yeah.
Nice little clickety click, yeah?
Yeah.
Good man. Remember, we need to plug in our 2 EPS ones as well. We can do that one in a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
We'll plug all of our cables out of the way, or pull them out of the way, shall I say. And then what we can do is go ahead, line it up so our fan is on the outside. Drop this tiniest power supply into place, and then 4 screws holding it in. Okay, what we're going to do now is just attach our 2 8-pin EPSs. So all we're going to do is fold this around like this, and we can get our nice bend that we want, yeah? But effectively, that doesn't look too bad there.
No.
And we push this in, make sure we've got a solid connection, and then we can tidy anything up afterwards. But
that's good. And
then we're going to get the graphics card installed. Then we're going to install our fan hubs, and then we're nearly there.
Nice.
But it won't look like that in a minute. Au revoir. Before. And there you go. I don't know whether you can see, but that looks a lot better, yeah?
Loads better.
I wouldn't eat my dinner off it or lick it, but it looks a damn sight better than what it did before, yeah?
Yeah.
If you line it up, we actually need
1 and 2.
1 and 2. I got all excited with myself because you managed to get that open.
So do you want these taken completely out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to line up your graphics card nice and gently, and then once you get it in, I'll tell you when to push. So you're looking to line these up as well as your slot at the back, yeah?
Oh, that didn't sound good, did it?
Right, that's perfect there. So you want to put your hand flat on it and then firm push. Done.
Wow. And then we just need to tighten these back up.
Tighten them back up, my friends. So you've installed your own graphics card. Go ahead and you can install your PCIe power cable. Is that clicked into place?
That's beautiful, yeah.
What, you're saying you can't get it in again?
Oh, there we go.
Oh, needed a bit of help.
Just need to screw it.
Ah. So do you want to walk everyone through?
Yeah, of course. So basically, so we need to make this look nice and tidy.
Yeah.
And that's the first thing. And then after that, I have no idea.
Right. So the beauty about it, guys, is we are using a solid back panel. Yeah. So as we've already stated, we want to try and keep this area here as free as possible.
Yeah.
Because ultimately we want to be drawing air through there.
Yeah.
But that gives us this whole room down here where we've got that bar, which is down there, it's going to hide everything.
Yes.
And that solid back panel means you ain't going to see it anyway.
Yeah.
We need to decide where we want to put the hubs. Now, the easiest thing is putting the hubs on the front or the back of here.
Yeah.
All right? Because ultimately, when that goes in there, it's going to hide everything.
It's going to hide it, yeah.
Yeah? So an ideal place is to install these hubs on the back of here.
Yeah.
All right? But before we do that, let's go ahead and actually just make sure we've got all our our fans and cables and everything else out the way so we know exactly where's what. On this particular Lian Unifan hub, you've got 4 ports, okay? RGB, power, RGB, power. Now, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
So we're all gravy.
Yeah.
We've also got SATA power.
Yeah. And
we've also got these 3 little daisy chains here. And that would basically be to power the fans on our pump, really, yeah? Because what you could do is, if you had the non-RGB ones, which this originally came with, you could plug the 2 or 3 fans into here, and that would provide power. Okay. First thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to provide power to our actual pump, which is here. And again, I'm not too fussed about this, but essentially that just goes into our SATA power. And now that's powered our pump. Okay, yeah. But what we also need to make sure of is that we provide power to our hub. The hub, yeah. All right, which we'll do that a little bit later on because we've got these connections to make. Yeah. Also, it goes to a USB 2 connection on our motherboard. Yeah. So it's a good job that we've only got one of these because we've only got 2 connections on a motherboard. So if you was to go 1, 2, 3, 4, is that how you would like it?
That's how I'd do it, yeah.
Okay. So, fan power, fan RGB, hub in here. So all we've got to do is orientate it the correct way, like so. Push in.
And the RGB.
Then the RGB the other way around. That's PWM. That's RGB. Okay. Yeah. So next one is we want the long ones for number 2. Yeah. So I'll let you do these 2.
Yeah, so this one here
goes into that one there. It's all right. Take your time. Nicely done.
Sorry, I didn't want to push it.
No. Never push too hard.
No.
Clipped in.
That's it.
Nicely done, my friend. And then we've got these ones which we're going to push into number 3 and number 4.
So that one goes in
this one. Yeah. Nicely done.
And then this one goes.
You might want to turn that one upside down. Yeah.
Into this one.
Nicely done. And then our last one, which are these 2, into number 4.
This one goes in this one. And then this one.
Little clip at the top. Bang on. Perfect. Easy. Yep. How easy is that?
Really easy.
Guys, we've reached that pivotal part where Tom's heart's racing because he wants to see all of this light up. Not as bad as what I do because it's getting quite late at night and he's got a 2.5-hour drive home and he's at work tomorrow. So let's pray that everything is actually done properly. So I always let the subscriber turn it on. So flick the switch. Press your power button on top. What do you reckon?
That's insane.
Now let's just hope it posts. It should do though. No, it's fine. It's going through to Windows. So I'm absolutely delighted with that. What do you reckon to your SLs?
Insane. Looks so good. So much better than before.
Compared to that one?
Compared to that one, yeah. Looks incredible.
You happy with that, yeah?
I don't even know what to say. It's buzzing.
Let's have a quick cheeky look. So we've got our LCD display, which you can change all that once you've downloaded NZXT Cam. Yeah. And you can put some GIFs on there or you can change what it looks like and stuff like that. Yeah. So business name if you want it on there or what, you can half and half it. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
So you can do all of that. Obviously, Lian Li Connect. Yeah. You can download and you can change all your RGB. Remember, we set number 1, number 2, number 3, and then number 4. Yeah. So that was crucial. So you know what you're changing. Yeah. Great news. We threw to Windows as well. So everything's all up and running. Yeah. That's the one beautiful thing, guys. I didn't have to download drivers, updates, and all that other stuff because essentially we've changed power supply, case, all the fans but the motherboard, the RAM, and the graphics card and the CPU remain the same because, well, you already had a decent setup anyway.
Yeah.
So primarily we're going to be 1080p and 1440p gaming.
Yeah.
And you're going to be using it for some workloads and stuff like that. And with that increase in power for your power supply, then if you did want to upgrade to the likes of a 4070 Ti or something like that, it'd pair quite nicely with that 12600.
Yeah.
No problems at all.
That's so good.
You're happy, yeah?
That's insane, yeah.
Good. Well, guys, I'm hoping that you've enjoyed the video. Hopefully, a smile on his face is worth a sub. So don't forget to like that video, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. Hope you've enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one.
Thank you very much. You're a star. Cheers.